Alright guys, we are back. This is the Ecliptic Cutlass. So this is the Cutlass. It's an Ecliptic ship. I stole this ship. It has the very gray look that all of the Ecliptic ships have. It's pretty nice. We've seen these on the HIM, these engine mounts, so they're not that new to us. This engine is though. Look at that thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They just threw as many thruster holes as they could on this bad boy. Oh, there's 3 of them. Wow. So this should be a fast ship, you would think. It's big. If those are weapons, the weapons are big too on it. Yeah, I think those are missile launchers. Wow. So this thing should do some damage. It looks like the dock is in the front right here, so it faces the front. I'm sorry. We'll go ahead and take everything out of the box. On some of these ships you'll see things like Stiletto 1, 2, or 3 or Cutlass 1, 2, or 3. The ships themselves are the same, only the armament, shields, and weapons have changed. So everything else that I show you in the breakdown, as far as the engine bays and things of that nature, those will all be the same. So in the back of the ship you have a storeroom, a docker. We'll jump down. There's another storeroom. As we're walking through here, you will see, it's just like a room for your companions to be in. We'll figure out what it's called when we're doing a teardown. Here is like a little padded room before this room. Yeah, it's just like got some stuff in here. A console, storage crate, and a storage box. So this holds 10, this holds 150 mass, an extra 160 cargo in here. Here's a ladder, we'll jump down. Just a basic storage. Let's go up here a little bit. Here is a room for the companions, an engineering room I guess. We'll see what it's actually called. It's not called an engineering room. Another storage room. So I don't see any rooms up top, any ladders going up, so we'll go into our cockpit. It looks like a Magellan cockpit. You have your monitor I have turned off, your cargo hold, and your captain's locker. Here is how you pull up to this one. And I'll go ahead and jump out and we will do the teardown. So they barely give you enough room to walk under this thing to get out. So I don't really care for the design that much of this ship, especially since you have all these drop downs of just storerooms. But we'll tear it down and see if there's a method to their madness.
Okay, no problem.
So the Ecliptic Cutlass. You have your Magellan C1 cockpit, probably the worst cockpit in the game. Your Nova Galactic control station to give you an extra 4 crew, but the cockpit gives you 2 crew, so you should have 6 crew max, but for some reason it says 5. Not sure why. You have your Nova cowling on the bottom, your cowling on the top. You have your bumpers. I did check in battle. Bumpers do not reduce damage, they are just for looks. If you run into an enemy with a Wraith, it will take down your shields just as much as if you didn't have the bumpers on and you know, charged a ship. So I was disappointed about that. I thought you could use your ship as a weapon. Because you had the bumpers, you cannot. You have your cannons, they do hull damage, 24 apiece. And you have your missile launcher, it does 50 damage per side. And you have your laser, hopefully you do, which does 21. So you have your weapon mounts. The weapon mount is just that. It has 6 mounts for your weapons. And then we've seen the engine mounts before. And then we have the braking engine and the bottom and top engine mounts. This is a new cowling, we haven't seen it before. It's a 3-part cowling. So it's huge. But it's just for looks. And we have our landing gear, port, 4, port middle, and for the starboard they're actually using this would be aft. They're using normal AcU-11 landing gears, 2 of them on each side. So we know what that is. This is your captain's quarters, 2x1 at the top. It didn't look like a captain's quarters, it actually looked pretty bare. So I guess if I'm going to get a captain quarters, it's not going to be Nova Galactic. You have all of your windows, top and port. You have your computer core. So I knew it looked different because the 4 chairs were all lined up different. I thought that it should have 4 crew stations, but it only has 1. So this thing should definitely have 6 crew stations, because you have 4 plus 1 plus 2. So if you consider this you and your companion, and then 4 plus 1, maybe that's what they're doing to get 5. You have your multiple storerooms. You have all kinds of storerooms. You have your radiator. This is just cosmetic. You have your shield. This is our first mid shield because it's 7%. So its percentage regain rate is in between the slowest and fastest. But because of that, the shield health is in between the slowest and the fastest. This is your all-around average shield generator. You have your Dune 21 engines, so we're going to break it in half. We're going to say 7.7K or 7.75K plus the 1500. So we'll just break it even, and we'll say it's on each side 22,000 by 45,000. So it's got good engine thrust and maneuvering speed, but it's a B-type ship, so it takes a Class 3 license. It has a average max power It has a max power of 10 for the grav drive, so it takes some more power than grav drives normally take. So this is not a good gravity drive in my opinion. I mean, it should be like a maximum of 9, so it is what it is though. Here is your top docker. You have your helium tanks, 150. So we know that that's 300 helium, so you got 300 fuel. You have another companionway. You have a fast ignition reactor. It generates 27 power. That's a really good amount of power for a generator to generate. It's, the max you can get is 40, and this is 27, and a lot of them that we've seen up to this point is 20, so that's good. We have our all-in-one berth. We have another storeroom slash companionway. So that's 4 companionways. Like I said, I thought it was ridiculous the amount. And then last but not least, we have our landing bay from Nova Galactic, which is a short, stubby little landing bay. So we've seen the teardown. Let's go ahead and put it back together. We are going to do it the fast way. And then just because the ship was so large, we'll have a look at how it looks completely. That's the bottom, the front, and in the top, and we will swing it from this angle since we walked around the bottom of it. It's generous with the windows for the captain's quarters. Not a lot of windows for everybody else unless they're in the cockpit. So there is the Cutlass. Thank you guys very much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.